Welcome to this week's edition of CWL Discord Weekly. Let's see what the CWL superstars were up to this week as we get ready for the latest edition of Vindication and Nemesis. Griteri seems to have let go of his old mask and is donning a new persona. It has been confirmed that he will be at Vindication to welcome the Vindication fans to a new side of Griteri. Can't wait to see what it's all about. The YouTube champion is going to a big fight tomorrow. He's been teasing something on social media, talking about how he is the prodigy. All we know is that tomorrow, Jack Steele better be ready for whatever MD brings to the table. If you were in the backstage area last week, you saw the spat between Michael Young and Colin Piper. The Vindication champion yelled at Colin about how he didn't deserve to use his move. Some say you could hear Young mutter under his breath, "Can't even win a simple match." I feel really bad for Colin. The Heartbreaker sent out a tweet with a concise and clear message. She will be a CWL champion once again. She gets her chance tomorrow when she faces off against Marilyn Benson for the Openweight Championship. We haven't seen Belle Florent this determined for quite some time. She is focused on crushing Valencia and sending a statement that this is a new Belle on the scene. It seems that the Samoan Beast has his focus fully on Ebac. They face off again tomorrow, and he knows that both men need a win. Who is gonna want it more? Even though he fell short against Isaac last week, Zistro is trying to find that spark that got him the YouTube championship once again. He said that he wants a shot at Michael Young, and he wants to become the next Vindication champion. Good luck, Zistro. Did you know Ebac now has a TV show alongside Dawa Ranger? You can catch the next episode available only on NCB at 7 p.m. Standard Time on your preferred streaming service. After losing against Yui Nishimura last week, Daniel Wright wants another match. She made the challenge short and sweet. She thinks she has finally figured her out, but we're gonna find out soon if Yui accepts. After the events of last week's Vindication, Harris has been suspended for 1 week without pay. He will not be allowed to be on CWL grounds for Vindication this week, but we heard that the Sarge is also not going to be in attendance. These two continue to delay their eventual talk, and quite frankly, we just want answers. The Irish Beast once again fell short in a match, and it seems like he's possibly biting off a bit more than he can chew. What is most impressive though, is that he's actually putting up a great fight. To say he will be a future champion is just inevitable. After shockingly defeating TJ Black, Chris Edwards claims that he is owed a Twitch title opportunity. Some would absolutely agree, and he gets another chance to prove it when he faces off against the current #1 contender in Drake Harrison. If Chris Edwards wins again, it will only be undeniable that he's next. If you want to talk about shocking debuts, look no further. Johnny Gemini made a shocking appearance last week and also defeated Connor Gates to make his presence known on Nemesis. If this is only the beginning, we cannot wait to see what else Johnny Gemini brings to the table. After all, he's been very vocal that we have to witness the rise of Johnny Gemini versus the world. Some strong words came from Alex Mercer after Jada King defeated Selena Adams. What Mercer has been selling for months in the CWL is now finally being shown to the world. Tomorrow, we get to see if the final hurdle can be cleared as Jada King faces off against Olivia Bodum to find out who will walk into Global Warning as the #1 contender for Quinn Edwards' Nemesis Women's Championship. Olivia Bodum is the other person that will be getting that opportunity to become a #1 contender, and with a win over the actual current champion, she's got huge momentum behind her. She's set to put anyone in front of her, so she gets Jada King next. These three just seem to be getting bigger and bigger problems for each other. Cassidy is dividing the already fragile friendship between Selena and Valkyrie, and if the recent interactions backstage are anything to go by, it seems that it might already be over. Selena said she will be a nemesis and ready for a fight, and she's looking for Cassidy Clark.
It's the Star Jammer, the breakout star, the commentator of the year, Jay Scott, coming to you live because I have an exciting and important announcement to make. As I'm sure many of you know, my good friend Matthew Ramirez had a meeting with my colleague, Mr. Rodrigo Del Gaiso, 2 weeks ago on Nemesis. It's pretty obvious why Matthew and I get along so well. First of all, we both have an impeccable, that means perfect for all you non-Harvard alums, fashion sense. We both like the color purple, we both love the song Careless Whisper by George Michael, and most importantly, we both have vast amounts of untapped potential. Thankfully, I'm #blessed with a fantastic group of partners in Starjammer LLC, and we're all helping each other on the journey to superstardom. But unfortunately, my friend Matthew Ramirez can't say the same. We're talking about a man who could be Nemesis heavyweight champion 5 times over, but that hasn't happened. Why? Because Matthew Ramirez has spent all of Season 4 having to drag along the dead weight of Jake Eagle. He has been constantly disappointed by the so-called Olympian over and over again. It was Jake Eagle that let the Tag Team Championships fall into the hands of Anarchy Inc., for God's sake. And not only is he an atrocious teammate, he's an even worse friend. This very Christmas Eve, Jake Eagle kicked Matthew Ramirez out of his house and left him to be cold and hungry in the streets. I'm just thankful that I was there to pick him up and do my part as a true friend. Now, it's been hard for Matthew to finally accept how Jake Eagle has failed him, but just like me, he wants to achieve his full potential, and luckily, I found just the thing to help him do that. You see, I pulled a few strings with the board, and I managed to secure my good pal Matthew a unique opportunity. I mean, what better way for him to begin pursuing his true potential than with a shot at one of the most prestigious titles in the world, the CWL Twitch Championship. Unfortunately, the board made it clear that if they were going to give him such a high-profile match, he would need to move into the singles division full-time, so there is a clause in this contract that mandates that the American Dreamboats must be permanently disbanded. In my opinion, that's a pretty good trade-off. The only thing Matthew has to lose is his chains, right? Well, that contract will be signed this week on Nemesis, where Mr. Del Gaiso and I will celebrate this momentous occasion with Matthew. Congratulations once again to my best buddy, and make sure to tune into Nemesis this week.
Jake Eagle sent out a tweet asking if anyone had seen Ramirez, and if they had heard from him, and that he needs to talk to him. It seems that the Dreamboats could definitely be in trouble. The Twitch champion has spoken, and he claims he was distracted against Chris Edwards. With the impending match with Drake Harrison hanging over his head at Global Warning next week, you could believe that. But that doesn't take anything away from Chris Edwards. Have we finally found somebody that will be able to take on the Twitch champion? We'll find out soon. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of CWL Discord Weekly. Don't forget to hit that follow button on Twitch to get notified when we go live. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube as well to stay up to date on everything that happens in the CWLUniverse. See you next week.